What we were simply referring to are those elements that grow naturally upon your planet, not the ones that are, in your terminology, artificially created.
Can you differentiate for me whether you're talking about natural psychedelics or natural psychotropics?
Anything that naturally grows on your planet, no matter what the effect, will be what we were referring to.
And what is the best way for me to explore what are the appropriate natural substances to use in this exploration?
You can talk to someone who is experienced with it already. We refer to those individuals on your planet that are referred to as shamans. You can find your own shamanhood as well, of course, in whatever process you care to seek that in. But there are already many individuals, especially in what you call your indigenous native cultures, who are already very proficient at the understanding of exactly how to use these substances, because their culture to begin with did not allow them to forget their connection to nature. And thus they instinctively understand what it is they can do and how it is they can use them to progress their understanding of their connection and experience of the infinite.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I recently made a new friend, and I like him a lot. But
what did you make him out of?
He's all man. I'm having a real hard time just going with the flow in the relationship. I wonder if you could give me...
Define hard time.
I feel like there's a lot of struggle and...
Over what?
The circumstances are that he's married to someone who would not appreciate me being in his life. It doesn't really bother me, but...
why would they not appreciate you?
Well, in this society, that if you're married, you're not supposed to have another person of the opposite sex be too friendly.
I see. Understand, first of all, that many of these things are being explored and experimented with on your society in ways that reflect new understandings of integrity. What is missing is two things: communication within yourselves and communication to each other. Remember this as a primary fundamental principle. Anytime, 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 all individuals involved in any relationships are doing their best to be their true natural selves, all things will mesh in the way they are meant to. Now, this does not mean that it has to manifest itself that way in what you would call multiple interactions. Doesn't mean it has to be that way. But simply it will be clear to everyone involved as to what it is that it ought to be if everyone is being allowed to be their true natural selves, if everyone is allowing each other to be their true natural selves and does not bring into the relationship the fears that exist about what it is you think you ought to be and what it is you think they ought to be. When everyone is being their true natural selves, everyone fits together and works together and has clear vision, in no uncertain terms, about the reasons for why they are interacting with each other and what it is they are actually supposed to get out of those interactions. Many times in your society, as we interact with many of you, we have come to realize that you go into relationships already with the baggage of expectation about what you think the other person ought to be, rather than allowing them to be what they are in the relationship. Most relationships, fundamentally anyway, are for the purpose of having reflections of who it is you want to be, of allowing the other person to reflect to you what it is you need to know about yourself so you can determine who it is you prefer to be, and providing the same service for them, rather than molding them into what you think they ought to be, supporting what it is they need to be. And when you do this for any individual, allowing them to be their true natural selves, and they also doing the same service for you, you will find your natural place, your natural level, your natural balance with each other, and the kind of relationship that is representative of your natural self will all of a sudden be readily apparent to you, but only with honest communication within yourselves and honest communication among yourselves, because you cannot deny that if an attraction is there, you must explore why it is there. Now, sometimes, of course, the attraction can be there for negative reasons, because you might be running away from facing certain portions of yourself and using the attraction as a denial mechanism. But on the other hand, sometimes you can actually be genuinely attracted for very positive reasons that are representative of the next stage of your process, and there are pieces of information in that relationship that you really need to know. But as long as you communicate at every step, to the best of your ability, the idea of exactly why this is happening, if it is representative of a true, honest feeling, then at least everyone is informed as to what is going on, and they can make their decisions based on who they want to be as to whether or not they wish those relationships to continue in those forms or whether they wish to transform them. But communication is the key within yourselves and with each other.
Okay, how do I communicate with myself?
By asking yourself why this is happening. What are the real reasons for the attraction? What are you getting out of it? What are you learning about yourself? How are you serving that individual? Are you only, in a sense, reinforcing issues of denial? Or are you really doing something that is representative of bringing yourselves into a higher state, of truly supporting each other to be who you really are in love, expressed in any way, love expressed in any way? Many times you will find that when you really understand why you are in the relationship, sometimes the things you think the relationship is leading to all of a sudden become, in your mind, clear that they don't have to go that way, because you are finally being honest with yourself about why you're there, or what it is you expect to get out of it. And then you can see for yourself whether the expectations are really representations of judgments or feelings or fears of lack within yourselves. The idea is to first approach this idea with clear communication, asking yourself, why am I attracted? What is it I'm getting out of this? What is it I'm learning about myself? Find that out first, and then engage the other individuals in dialogue. Find out why they are co-creating with you that scenario. There's got to be a reason for why it exists that way. What purpose does it serve? What is the heartfelt desire and deepest foundational wish that all individuals really want with regard to the idea of their relationship to the relationship? For many times you will find that when an individual gets in touch with what they really want, it may only have been their expectation that lured them to think that the relationship had to go a certain way. They may find that they don't want to even be in the relationship any longer once they understand what they really want, and they can then have used the relationship to simply show them what they needed to know so they can get on their way. There are many, many ways to look at this, but you must start with honest internal dialogue about why you are co-creating your part of this interaction. And then, if they are willing, extract from the other parties involved why they feel they are co-creating this interaction as well, because you're all co-creating it. It's an orchestration. The third person, who you are referring to as his wife, is not there accidentally. There are no accidents. There are no accidents. If you have attracted yourself to someone who you perceive in a situation where you feel, speaking from the viewpoint of your society, that makes it difficult for you to interact, you must ask yourself why that has been attracted and what issues that raises within you. We are not saying it must remain that way, but that's a good place to start from. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Does this help clarify the situation to some degree for you?
It gives me a lot to think about.
Well, all right. That's a good start, too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sharon!
Yes. Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Hi. I co-created an event when you were on a station last that really shocked me. And since then, I've been doing a lot of body work and internal searching. But as
Are those questions?
Yeah. Well, as I'm doing that, all of this emotional turmoil is coming up.
Another
it's
question.
Real old.
Yes.
Basically, how do I resolve it? How do we resolve it?
Define the emotional turmoil.
It's intense.
Yes.
It's
It's what?
I don't know. It's like a lot of fear. It's a lot of
Yes.
sadness. It's a lot
Yes.
of hurt. It's a
Yes.
lot of pain. It's just
Yes.
very deep.
Yes.
And it seems to overwhelm me at times.
Another question?
Oh, no, it's not a question.
Thank you.
Ah, I see. I'm getting it now. Okay, it seems to overwhelm me at times.
Oh, thank you.
And what I want to know is how to deal with the pain.
All right. The first way you deal with it, of course, is by allowing yourself to feel it, as you are doing.
A lot of people are telling me not to feel,
Oh my.
to bypass it.
Bypass it? Then you are denying a portion of yourself. You are denying your own creation. You cannot change what you do not own. You understand? If you say, that's not mine, then how can you expect it to become something else? You are saying you have no power over it. I didn't create that. It's not mine. All right. Then it will stay exactly what it is. Because no matter what you say, it won't change because you are saying you don't own it. First, you have to own it. It is mine. I am feeling it. It is my feeling. No matter how the feeling is, these things are precious. Don't give away your feelings. It's my feeling. I'm going to feel it. Don't tell me not to feel it. It's my feeling. Have your own feelings. If you don't want to feel your feelings, don't feel them. But let me feel my feelings. They're mine, not yours. Now, first stage, feel it. Feel it, just feel it. Let yourself be real with the feeling. Acknowledge that it is the reality you are creating at the moment. For some reason. For some reason. You don't have to know what it is immediately, but you know it's for some reason. You will be able to learn something from it. It is going to be able to show you a piece of yourself you heretofore were not aware of. In revealing that piece of yourself to yourself, it is going to allow you the opportunity to integrate that piece of yourself within the total you, and that is what spiritual growth is all about. Remember, the living and the feeling and the experiencing of your life, however it manifests, is first and foremost the greatest act of spirituality you have. Because you created your life from your spirit. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Are you feeling a little bit better?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Now, as you allow yourself to feel, as you acknowledge, as you know it does serve your reasons somehow, those three recognitions right there will allow the feeling to begin to transmute and evolve into what it needs to evolve into, and it will begin to disgorge information into you about why it is there. You understand?
Yes.
Simple process. Simple process. Allow yourself to have the feeling, acknowledge it as yours, allow yourself to know it is there for your reasons, and it will begin to impress upon you why it is there and what it is you need to learn about yourself within that idea. Then you will begin true growth, you will begin true mastery, and eventually then, as you allow these things to filter through you, you will process them, you will integrate them, and you will arrive at the place of choice, where then you can begin to realize that you no longer need to react to the situations of your life, but can respond to the situations in your life. Reactions negative, responses positive. Responding means, ultimately, when you allow your feelings to be there for whatever they are, when they are there, you are learning to live in the now. You are not in denial. Denial fragments you and creates the idea of searching in the future and lamenting about the past. Be in the now. Be in the now. Your present place is your point of power. The present is your point of power. Stay in the present. Stay in the feeling. Let it be what it needs to be. As you do that, you will gain more and more practice with this idea of trusting the now. That it is delivering to you what it needs to. That you are experiencing what you need to really go where you want to go. The more you take that attitude with it, the more you will transform the energy from a negative experience of emotionality to a positive experience of emotionality, and you will arrive, as we said, at the place of choice, wherein, in being in the moment, you will start to respond to the situations in your life by not automatically feeding into them a negative meaning that you have been taught they represent. You will instead have the time, give yourself the opportunity to know that the situations as they occur do not fundamentally mean anything on the surface. It is up to you to decide, unconsciously or consciously, what meaning, at least in style, you wish to ascribe to that situation. And in ascribing a certain meaning to the situation from the place of choice, you then determine what kind of an effect you get out of the situation. But you don't arrive at the place of choice, that neutral place of choice, until you allow what is going on in your life to be exactly what needs to go on, and allow yourself to feel the feelings you're having. This is the evolutionary process of freedom and responsibility. The ability to respond rather than reactability. You understand?
Yes.
Is this helping you?
Very good.
Do you feel the vibration changing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, is there some other aspect of this you wish to examine and explore?
What I do in my mind when I turn my mind in on itself.
Yes.
It's very like when someone attacks me, I take the attack in as if I'm attacking myself.
Of course. Of course. No one can attack you without you creating your counterpart within yourself and attacking yourself.
And how do I change that?
Again, remember this. There are three absolutes, three laws of creation. Only three. Not two, not four, three. You exist, the all is one, the one is all. What you put out is what you get back. If you have the idea of buying into the fear vibration, and you give off the fear vibration, I am a victim, I am not worthy, I am not powerful, I am helpless, I am vulnerable to attack. Vulnerability is a weakness, not a strength. That vibration attracts you into situations that will reflect to you in no uncertain terms that these are the kinds and qualities of beliefs you are unconsciously carrying around. And so you get the exhibit of an attack to reinforce to you that this is what you're giving off. If you find in this reflection that you don't prefer that, then what you simply need to understand is that you are putting your energy into belief systems that don't serve you, that are not what you prefer to believe about life. And if you can redefine them into the belief systems you prefer, then you can start giving off a more positive vibration, and in doing so, know that that positive vibration can only, by definition, in pure physics, pure mechanical terms, bring back a reality that is reflective of the more positive vibration. You cannot get a reality you are not the vibration of. You understand?
Yeah.
So, the very fear of being attacked attracts the attack. Now, this does not excuse the attacker, because it is up to them to be strong enough to refuse the call of the victim. You understand? It has still their duty to be clear within themselves, because in a sense, the attacker obviously, in many ways, is just as weak as the person being the victim. Like attracts like. It is not the idea of the strong preying upon the weak. It is the weak attracting the weak. One who attacks because they do not believe they are in control automatically, and they feel they have to manipulate their external reality in order to feel they are in control, and therefore they must dominate others. One who knows they are in power needs to do none of that, because they are already in power. They don't have to prove anything. A person who has to push their point of view on someone else does not believe in the power of their own point of view. So, knowing that and understanding the physics of this, it can lighten you up. You can go back into your self-empowerment. You can realize that the fear itself does not have to transmit into judgment. That the fear itself as a pure emotion will not prevent you from doing what you need to do. It will still give you the ability to work within yourself in the way that you need to define what beliefs you would have to have in order to have the fear reaction instead of the joy response.
You're saying it's okay to have the fear, to feel the fear fully.
Yes, it's when you start being afraid about having the fear, start worrying about having the fear, start judging yourself for having the fear, that you start creating the vibration that reflects itself as a negative reality. The pure fear in and of itself does not attract the negative reality. It's all of the accoutrements you attach to the fear. The pure fear will never stop you from doing anything. And if you understand that, you will act through the fear, discover what it is showing you, and transform it instantly into excitement. Remember, excitement, joy, passion, fear, anxiety, doubt are the same energy. You experience it on the positive side when you have faith in yourself and live in the now in a constructive, responsive way. You experience the negative ideas when you doubt yourself and live in your life in a reactive way, scattering yourself across the time stream. You understand?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Oh, well, you are very big. All of you are very big.
Sometimes I feel very big.
Very big.
And then sometimes I feel not so big.
Not so big.
I was sitting with my art the other day, and when I do my work, I space out.
You
Truly.
space in.
I space in.
Yes.
That's true. And my eyes tend to blur
Yes.
because I work with my hands, and I only need to check it every once in a while with my
Yes.
eyes.
Yes.
So my vision is blurry a lot.
Yes.
And
Where else are you looking? What dimensions are you looking into?
well, I can't name them.
Well, what are you feeling? What are you experiencing?
Magic.
Yes. So, this is natural. What of it? How do you want to use that magic? How do you want to express that magic? Those are the questions.
Well, I do express it.
Yes.
I'm getting off here.
I beg your pardon.
Off my track here.
Oh, all right. That's not really
I'm trying
possible,
to work
but I
in more than
understand
one
what you mean.
question. I know we're supposed to
Why don't you
one
keep it
question.
simple? Perhaps that's part of
Okay,
the problem.
keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Um,
You are making this too complex.
Okay. When I was doing the work the other day,
Yes.
and I get very preoccupied with my inner space.
Yes.
These little flashes kept surfacing,
Yes.
and it was like my life was passing before my eyes.
Yes.
But it wasn't. It was my childhood, but it wasn't any relationships in my childhood.
Yes.
It was. Well, that's not true, because it must have been my relationship with the earth, with the planet, because the little pictures that were coming to me were places that I had been.
Yes.
A little rocky hill,
Yes.
a certain tree, a woods, a stream, just the different natural settings.
Yes.
And so that was very interesting. I didn't really pay much attention to it. I just noticed it as the flashes came up.
Yes.
And I noticed also the feelings, and they were always wonderful.
Yes.
And then shortly after that, it felt like this Kachina energy came into the work that I was doing.
Oh, right.
And I've now done two little figures that are very powerful with
Yes.
that energy.
Yes.
And I wondered if there was a connection.
Between the
Between
first process and the
these-
second result?
Yeah, these flashes coming, and then the opening of that energy.
Yes. The connection, and the reason why your inner vision becomes fuzzy is that you are extending yourself into what we have called quasi-planar realities. These are, for lack of a better term, since one doesn't exist in your language, the spaces in between dimensions that, in and of itself, is another dimension. We have referred to the Kachina energy in the quasi-planar realities as the extraterrestrial's extraterrestrial. It is a vector completely apart from anything even we are familiar with. It is very, very different. We are interacting with them in our own way, you are interacting with them in your own way, but your vision will become blurry in those areas because quasi-planar realities do not follow the same rules at all as any other dimension. They are the glue that holds the dimensions together and at the same time keeps them apart. So you are moving through a different kind of glue. You are extracting bits of information in a way that you can express in your reality. Of course, those are symbolically representative and not literally representative of what you call or recognize to be the Kachina consciousness. But it will suffice. Certainly it is of that vibration. The fuzziness is simply the quality of the dimension into which you are extending yourself.
But I can't seem to come out of it sometimes. I mean, I'll walk out of my house and I'll, to do my gardening or something, and I can't see. Everything is blurred. I can only see within a range of a couple of feet from my eyes.
All right, all right, all right. One moment. How do you feel about your planet?
I love it dearly. I enjoy it.
All right, one moment.
I think it enjoys me.
Yes, oh yes, one moment. One moment. When you do this, have three things ready. Three things ready for your emergence from that zone. Every time you go in to that space, when you come out, have already there a bowl of salt, a bowl of earth, and a bowl of water. You follow me so far?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
All right. When you come out, take the salt and rub a little bit on your third eye. You understand the spot?
Yes.
Just gently, gently, gently. Thinking of how the earth supports you, how it feeds you. Take some of the earth, rub it on your temples, continuing to feel the nurturing energy of the earth, grounding you, anchoring you. Take the water and touch it to your lips. How it refreshes you, how it clarifies and purifies you. Take a deep breath of air. How it energizes you, how it crystallizes you, how it expands you. Those four things do, and see if there is some assistance in your reorientation back into your earth dimension after exploring the quasi-planar realities. All right?
Okay.
Anything else?
Well, the same thing I used to do when I was a kid.
Yes, so what?
Well, I don't know. I guess I connected it somehow with those childhood flashes.
Yes. Well, as a child, you were, in a sense, as all children are, very sensitive to those other dimensions and frequencies. You have experienced this for quite some time, and you have other connections to this in other lives, in other dimensions. You are, to some degree, yourself in between dimensionalities. You love the earth, but you are not fully of the earth.
Yeah, this I know.
Yes. Well, that is all right.
Yes.
Yes. That is all right. Do you find this discomforting?
Well, yes, because I enjoy my vision.
Yes.
And it has been clear up until a few years ago, and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And
yes.
And I think, well, and it feels like the clearer my inner vision gets, the
yes.
worse my eyes get.
In actual fact, it is the other way around. It is happening the other way around. You are defocusing from your external vision so that you can sharpen your internal vision.
But, so when will I balance these out?
One moment. Answer this question first. In bringing through the idea of the Kachina energy to represent that vibration and express that vibration in your art, is there a primary purpose for doing this? Do you have a primary reason?
For expressing that energy?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's representative of my connections.
Yes, but so what? Why do you wish to express it? You already know it for yourself. What happens when you express it? How does that serve? What does it do?
It touches that place in other people.
And that will do what?
Well, it seems to be expansive for them. They recognize it and acknowledge it.
And will assist them in
opening
and transforming and aligning with that energy, and eventually transforming your earth reality into something more akin to the one you are familiar with.
Right.
And when you transform the earth reality into something you are akin with, then you will see the earth reality more clearly. Oh. Because it will be one and the same reality.
Hurry up. Come on, I'm going blind.
Sometimes you have to pass through darkness to see the light. Do not worry about it. The worry will only cause more difficulty. Let the process unfold as it needs to. The more you transform your earth reality into the one that you feel is home, the more balanced your vision will become. Because then inner vision and outer vision will be the same vision.
Yes, I know.
All right? So keep painting and enjoying. Do the ritual we suggested. It can aid and assist you because you will be calling upon the Kachinas themselves to help realign you. They don't want you to become lost in that world. They recognize you as their friend and as their connection, but they want you to be able to function. But soften your expectation of needing to see too much right now. It is a process that allows you to help transform.
I have to be unconscious then, because I don't consciously sit to bring this through, these particular figures. They just come.
Yes, of course.
And then I see
yes,
where they
course.
came from.
Yes, of course. That is the easiest way to do it. That's a channeling.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Shouting.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day once again.
More information and more witnesses are starting to talk about the UFO crash in Roswell in 1947.
Yes.
Particularly about the bodies that were recovered.
Yes.
And you've said that these beings were from Zeta Reticuli.
Basically, yes.
And your description matches what people have experienced in the abduction cases that have been happening.
Yes.
But the descriptions of the bodies are slightly different, and I was wondering
in what sense?
The eyes were smaller and seemed to be sunk in, rather than eyes that are described by others.
Putrefaction.
What's that?
Putrefaction.
Okay.
They were lying in the desert for a while, you know.
Okay. Then nothing was done by the Zetas to make the bodies more humanoid then, because even the shape of the skull seemed to be more human than what others have described.
No, they were not.
Okay.
They were simply disfigured.
Okay. Then if they're from a different frequency, how could they maintain their solidity in our physical reality even after the crash?
Once the shift is made, they don't have to hold themselves in that frequency. Once the shift is made, they're in your dimension.
Okay, they don't have to, it doesn't take energy, they're just...
No, no, no.
Okay.
The shift is the shift.
Can your civilization do the same?
Yes. And we have. That's why you have seen our ships from time to time.
Okay, speaking of which...
Yes.
In Belgium a few years ago...
Yes.
The ships were triangular with the lights and so on. Was that Essassani?
Some of them, yes.
Some.
Not all, some.
Okay. But who were the others?
No. Not allowed, not allowed. Not yet. Although I will tell you this, because I know how much you like puzzles. You already have delivered by us in various encounters, in various exchanges of this nature, in various sessions, you already have enough information from us to figure out who the other ones are.
Oh, no. Okay. I'll take that challenge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can also let your friend help you with that.
Thank you.
Yes, all right. Thank you very much. Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day. Oh, big sigh.
Well, I have so many questions, but
You also have many answers.
yeah, I do. That's
All right.
true.
What do you wish to discuss?
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering, there's all these pictures in my head that are like a lot of fear that I've had in my life.
About what?
Just really, just a lot of different things.
Name one. The one that is most fearful.
Okay. An image comes to my mind about 20 years ago when I used to smoke pot sometimes, marijuana.
We understand the term.
Well,
We did not think you meant kitchen utensils.
And I remember having this experience where I was just, I smoked it, and I was just, I got an extreme fear
Yes.
of like being all alone in the world, and no one caring about me.
Yes.
And it was like the scariest feeling. There was like nowhere to go, nowhere. It was just horrible.
Oh, well, who cares?
I know.
Just kidding.
Certain flashes come, you know, and it's really ridiculous because it's like there's this part of me that's going through all this really strange fear stuff, and then there's this other part of me that knows the truth, but yet I don't know where all that comes from.
All right. Remember, as you expand your consciousness, you will become more aware of the negative possibilities. At the same time, you become more aware of the positive ones. So you will fill your repertoire, your library, your card file, with flashes of all sorts of potential negative ways to experience any particular step or stage you may be considering or pondering or be aware of at any given moment, just as much as you'll be able to think of the positive side. So in creating certain experiences in your past, and in gathering yourself back together now, in literally remembering yourself, you will scan all the potential ways you could choose to either react or respond to any given concept that now plays out in your consciousness. Just because you're having that doesn't mean you need to react to it. It's just there as an observation. The observation in and of itself does not cause you to feel the fear. It is simply your assumption that somehow those things are coming back or somehow have power to manifest. That is what is causing the fear reaction. It's just an observation. Let it be just an observation. You understand?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yeah. Can I just ask another real quick question?
I don't know, can you?
I'd like to.
Oh, all right.
If I may, thank you. About 16 years ago,
Yes.
I was in Maui, and I saw the sun was just setting, and it was rather light out, and I saw a ship didn't seem like it was that far away, and I could see a lot, you know, the shape and the colors.
Define.
Define it?
Yes.
It looked like a Pleiades ship as far as what I have seen pictures and what I've heard. But I was with about 10 other people and nobody else saw it but me.
That is not uncommon. Again, remember, the entire universe is based on frequency and vibration. And it is very easy to allow ourselves and others of our like to key our vibrations to the point or to the pitch where it is literally keyed or tuned to the frequency of one particular individual. No one else will perceive it.
I thought it was really strange that those people didn't see it.
It is very common.
But now, could you tell me who they were? Because it feels so, every time I think of it, it's like it just happened and I feel really connected to whoever.
Do you feel connected to yourself?
Yeah.
Does it allow you to feel a little more light and uplifted?
Yeah.
And does it allow you to want to experience more joy in life?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Much more.
And do you?
I am more and more, yeah.
All right.
Seems like there's some blocks, though, that...
Well, of course. But that is simply what comes with the turf. of living on your earth. But you will transform them. You will transform them. These are friends, in actual fact, to some degree, cousins, from another experience going on at the same time in another part of your soul. You understand?
Yes.
And they are, in that sense, letting you know that you are loved, letting you know that the connection still exists, has never been broken. Do you have plans to go back to that area?
Oh, yeah. I go there a lot. I love it there.
One moment. You are going to have a very strong connection in 97.
There?
That we do not know. We just know you are going to have a very strong connection to this in 97.
Sorry.
One moment. How do you feel about children?
Oh, I love them dearly. I have one.
Is there something that you wish to do with children?
Everything. I love them.
How do you wish to interact with them?
Well, playfully. I mean, with my daughter, we play all the time, and she's so artistic, and I think a lot of it in sort of dancing and singing and playing and acting and theater. And
Have you thought about conducting children's theater?
No, not really.
Is it something you think you would find exciting?
Oh, yeah. But I don't know how I would do it. It sounds wonderful, though. I love theater, I love film and all that.
When they ask, will you begin?
Well, I'm open to doing it now.
Do you have in your imagination any kind of indication whatsoever as to how to take the first step?
Just saying that I would do it, I'm sure that...
The first step.
First step.
Not statement. Step.
The first step. Well, no, not necessarily. How?
Do you have a picture in your mind? Choose the one that excites you the most. Do you have a picture in your mind of this most exciting thing? Do you have a picture of yourself doing it?
Well,
Can you see yourself doing it?
I really like television a lot.
All right. Can you see yourself doing it?
Yeah.
Can you see the shows you would create?
I can see somewhat of what I would create. I could see
All right.
sort of, kind of what the type of show I would do.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah, kind of like, it could even be like things of Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers. But, just sort of like that. Not exactly, but that kind of fun things with children and doing things and learning and stuff. That's what I see.
Do you see anything else?
Oh, just music, and...
All right, something else will occur to you. It's right on the threshold of your consciousness, but you're not letting it through. But that's all right. That's all right.
You can't tell me?
No. Because it is not our duty to influence you.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I mean. It's like I've got some kind of block that...
No, you don't. You just think you do.
How do I start then?
Dive into the block. Dive into it. This is one of the lessons you could create on your show. How to dive into the block and explore it and find out what's there, what it's composed of, what it has to offer, what lessons are there to be learned. A block is not a block. It is an arrow pointing in an unexpected direction. You must examine the whole concept of expectations. In this case, the arrow points up. That is the only clue they will let me give you. Oh, all right. Oh, please. Can I give her one more clue? Just one. Oh, please. Maybe if you make your face really sad. Maybe if you pout a little bit. Stick your bottom lip way out. Let it quiver. Let it quiver for effect.
Please.
They don't think you sound sincere.
I'm not an actress. That's not what I'm going to be. Please.
One moment. They are discussing something. If a child were given a ship such as you saw, ask them what they would do with it.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Well, I just have to say one thing. I have this book right now, one of your books that I'm borrowing. And my daughter, there's a picture of the ship, the couple pages of the diagram for the ship. And she, every time she sees that book, she says, ship. And she makes me show her those two pictures. And also the other one of the being.
You mean to tell me you made me beg them for information you already had? Well, there goes my reputation. There goes my standing in the club. Manipulated by a human. Tisk. Task. Do you get the picture?
Yes, I'm beginning to see.
Yes, you are.
There.
Yes, you are.
Especially since now those two, putting two and two together makes some sense.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bashar.
You're most welcome. Have fun. You have lots of help, you know.
Bashar,
Yes!
you have answered 6 questions from 6 different people. Do you like to continue with 3 more and then take a break, or would you like to do another 6? How do you feel, Bashar?
We will allow your bladders a break now.
Okay.
15 of your minutes of counting, and we will reconnect with you all. We thank you. We await you. I'll say continue with sharing.
I feel a lot of confusion right now if I'm pursuing the right track or if I'm doing the right thing with my life. I'm spending a lot of time right now with my kids, and I'm not doing my work as much as I don't know, think I could be or should be or would like to be or used to be.
Well, and good day to you, too.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Nice introduction.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for being there. Do you have some notion about what it is that does excite you in life, that you would like to be doing?
Well, yeah.
Well, what?
Dancing and doing healing work through my dancing. And I still do it as much as I can squeeze in, but there's not a lot of time with 2 little babies.
Squeeze. All right. There is the possibility that either A, your expectations about what this kind of interrelationship with children is like will allow you not to experience what you could be experiencing from that particular interaction with those children to the fullest degree you could be, or B, that there is another completely different notion of having children and doing what excites you, another complete definition that would allow you to have the time to do what it is you need to do and the time for the excitement of being with your children as well. Perhaps it is simply in the definition that you are finding your reality lacking. What kinds of things specifically prevent you from doing as much of the artistic expression as you would like?
It's alone time. I get really split apart there.
Can you not attract assistance in this?
I have.
And?
Oh, well, the countries I've gone to, the assistants have been real different from the way I would want my children to be taken care of.
Can you not attract an assistant to go with you?
Well, how would they get paid, and how would I then make enough money to really make it worthwhile? I wouldn't make as much money.
My. So you mean that instead of making $1 million, you would only make $900,999?
Oh, make that much money?
Would you like to?
Well, I'd like to be able to support my family.
I see. Then why not include the assistant as a part of your family, and you will automatically attract situations that will allow you to make enough money so that you will be able to pay whatever you need to pay and still feel like you have enough for yourself?
You mean have my whole family go with me?
Sure, why not?
And then have the whole family be the experience?
Yes. And know and trust that if you define the whole idea in the proper way, according to what you have attracted as an assistant and as your family to be with you, that you will then attract yourself into situations that will provide you with the sufficient degree of abundance to support all of you. Well?
Well, then the faith and the trust, I guess.
Oh yes, the faith and the trust, I guess.
To be able to
Yes.
have,
But you already have faith and you already have trust. It's just a matter of what you put your faith and trust in.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you choose to continue to put your faith and trust in a reality that you don't prefer,
Right.
then of course you will continue to get that, as you know.
Right.
But if you redefine and explore the possibility of defining your reality in the way we have just described, or some way similar to that, you will get the reality that will support the definition you are putting out. You're not putting out that definition, so how can your reality support you? How can you expect it to? You're not putting out that vibration. But if you believe that what you need is some sort of a traveling nanny, for lack of a better term, that you feel comfortable with, that has a good rapport and a vibrational connection to your children and you, then you can attract such. And in so attracting, you will recognize that it is somebody who will be a part of your family, and you can travel as a unit in that sense. And then everyone will be happy getting everything that they need. Possible?
Yeah, so traveling doesn't have to mean breaking up.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Again, remember, your reality is as you define it. There is one definition that says traveling causes stress and breakups in families. That's one reality. There is another reality that says we can all travel together happily and abundantly. Which do you prefer? Well, don't say well, because obviously you haven't chosen the second one yet.
No, I haven't.
All right then, which do you prefer?
Well, the one where we're all happy and abundant.
Do you believe that's just as possible as the other one, where there is stress and tension and breakups?
Well, I guess what I've experienced in the past is the stress and tension.
Yes,
and breakups.
but do you believe that the other one is just as possible?
I guess I could imagine it. I have never experienced it.
Yes, but do you believe it's just as possible?
Maybe.
You have said no 2 times. Are you going to say no 3
Well, I
times?
was going to say maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure if it can be.
You have
for
said
me.
no 3 times. Do you believe it's possible?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Do you believe it's possible?
Possible.
Yes.
Possible.
Am I taxing you? Do you believe it's possible?
Possible.
Yes?
Yes, possible.
Yes, possible. Right? didn't ask you to tell me it might be probable. I asked you if it was possible. Look how much trouble you had admitting it was possible.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an indication of why you're not getting that reality.
Is it worth working towards for me? I mean...
Working towards? You don't have to work towards it. You just have to be it. Is it worth it? How can you say that when you know that the definition of that reality will bring you everything you say you want? Isn't that worth it? Yeah. You're still not sure. I know. You don't believe it. You don't believe it. Because your society has drummed it into you that your past experience is more valid than anything you could imagine. May I remind you of something?
Please.
Oh, thank you. Don't want to force it on you. Will you play along with me? Will you repeat after me?
Okay.
Loudly, boldly, like an artist?
Yes.
Thank you. Nothing!
Nothing.
No. Nothing!
Nothing.
That'll do. Nothing
Nothing
is too good to be true.
is too good to be true.
Your laughter is the first yes I've gotten from you. Your life really can work that way. I guarantee it 100% if you let it. If you let it. If you let it. You don't have to make it. You don't have to work towards it. If you just let it, it will. The only thing you need to do to let it work that way is to create the template, the definition, through which it can come. And it will take the shape of the template you create. Life doesn't do anything else but echo what you put out. So put out the definition you prefer. That's what you'll get. You understand?
When you say template, do you mean like image or
Belief.
belief?
Yes. Definition. Definition is the template. You understand?
Say it again.
Definition is the template. How you define your life. How you define what is probable for you. How you define what you prefer in life creates the template through which then your life manifests. The template is you because your life manifests through you. Life does not happen to you, it happens through you. You understand?
Yeah.
Life does not happen to you because life is not outside. Life happens through you. Everything you experience out there is being created in here. This is an echo of this. A reflection to show you that if what you see is something you don't prefer, it's because you have a belief you don't need. Change it. Transform it. This will change. If you wish to see anything in your world change, change yourself. And you will. You are the template. What you say goes. Why? Because you say so. You don't need another reason. So advertise for your nanny. All right?
Yeah.
If that's what you want. Sit down with yourself and take the time to define the reality you prefer. And then know that that is simply how you need to act. See the vision of yourself doing it successfully. See your children being taken care of by you, by whoever else is assisting you, if that is necessary in the definition. See it going successfully. See yourself having the time you need to focus on what you need to focus on and performing successfully while your children are happy, while everyone is happy, while everything is going smashingly, and while you are raking in the dough. See it, feel it, and act like the you in that vision, and you will get the reality. But if you see yourself doing this, and you're still acting like this, you won't get it, because you will be contradicting your vision. The action must follow the feeling and the picture. You must be harmonized, synchronized with yourself in those three areas. See it, feel it, be it. Understood?
Yeah.
Does that help you?
It does. How does that then apply to the global reality that we all see around us?
Each of you as individuals has the opportunity to live your life to the fullest, to do the thing that excites you the most by defining your reality in the way you prefer it to be. As each of you lives up to the full potential of your individuality, you fill yourself to your edges. And as you fill yourself to your edges, you touch each other and become one. You understand?
Yes.
Thank you. You do not intermesh properly when you are not the fullest individual you can be. The gears, the teeth, don't interlock. So, be a big gear, not a tiny gear. All right?
Yeah.
And turn and spin to your heart's delight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharing!
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you. My 18-year-old daughter is very, very heavy, and she's so heavy that I feel great concern for her physical health and for her physical mobility and for her social mobility as a result of the weight that she carries on her body. And my question to you is, how, as a parent, do I find the intersection between accepting her totally and loving her totally without perpetuating or enabling a condition that I feel and believe is dangerous and damaging to her?
And you are already in the understanding that this is not in your terms a physiological effect?
How do you mean?
Medical.
Well, we have, doctors have said from the time she was very young that apparently she has some sort of genetic coding in which she very efficiently metabolizes everything she eats. And, but they say diet works on the short term. We've been through everything.
What you are saying then is there is no medical reason for the condition.
Well, not a specific one that we have discovered through a physician.
What you have said is that if she metabolizes efficiently, then technically speaking, the weight should not be there.
No, well, according to the physicians, it's that every calorie she consumes, her body stores or uses, whereas many people don't efficiently utilize all of their caloric intake. So there seems to be a difference between her utilization of calories and those of many people.
All right. Now we understand your terminology. One moment. What does the child enjoy doing in life?
Well, actually, she would be great in a harem, nibbling on Turkish delights. She's not much interested in the outdoors. She loves shopping, artwork, creative pursuits. Well, she enjoys sewing and designing costumes and clothing. She likes visiting with her friends. She's a very social person and has a very, very strong persona. Her weight has certainly not kept her from being very active socially as far as out there in the world and magnetic as a human being.
In your terminology of measurement, what do you feel is the amount by which she exceeds her comfortable weight?
At least 50 pounds, at least.
How does she carry this weight?
She has a very regal and imperious stature. She has large bones, but there is so much flesh that she carries. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. She attracts people with her beauty, yet there is much, much excessive tissue on her body that really concerns me. It really gives me pain.
Does it give her pain?
I know that she would like to be much thinner, yes. She loves clothes. she would like to be, and she's tried through one program after another, and then none of them work on a long-term basis for her. But
is there some particular location she would like to go to on your planet?
well, Paris, Los Angeles. She's attracted to those areas.
France first. When can she go?
We hope next year. She's doing very well in school as far as scholastic honors, and I hope that she will be able to do a junior year abroad in her college next year. So
this in and of itself will be of some assistance, this traveling. There will be reconnections to memories in that place that will allow her to process her imperial stature. And in processing her imperial stature, she will understand how to fit that much power into her present life without representing it in terms of mass. This is a strong one, a very strong one. This is a ruler. This is used to ruling.
Yes, you can hear her say, "Off with his head, he displeases me."
Yes. What she is doing is giving herself a buffer to some degree in the following way. One, it is representative of the amount of power, the amount of energy she knows herself to have, and yet in this life is not being expressed fully in the way it was expressed in other lives, especially in France. Thus, she contains her entire entourage with her. But she will learn how to adjust the idea of the flow of power in a new way that will allow her to streamline her understanding of how power can flow through an individual rather than an individual representing power by surrounding themselves with it. This is what she needs to learn. One moment. Is she musically inclined?
She has an idea that she would like to be a drummer, but her voice will break glasses. No, she has an idea of being a drummer, but she's never done it. She's never pursued it.
One moment. She is a fascinating study. One moment. The musical outlet would be of assistance. It will teach her how to channel energy. And in that channeling, she will allow some of what she retains as mass to be converted back into energy and to flow. The vigorousness of what she has chosen is to some degree an indication of her strong desire to do this and her impatience with this on some level, because she wishes to feel that she is back in touch with her natural center of power and is to some degree frustrated by not understanding why she doesn't fit. Or I'll put it this way, because this is really how she sees it. She doesn't understand why the reality of the present day doesn't fit her.
Yes. That's quite true.
She must learn to rechannel the concept of the imperial energy into something of a different nature. Going to France will assist in this. By the time she is 21, much of this could already be alleviated. You understand?
Yes, even though she's carried this since she was
It
quite
does
young.
not matter. It is the timing of what is going on that we are describing now, and that journey that will put her in touch with certain ideas and people that will assist her in other ways. We would simply recommend and suggest that if she is approached by individuals in that country who are attempting to help her reduce the weight through some sort of technique specifically for that purpose, that she avoid them. When she encounters individuals who will simply interact with her and share with her their fire of creativity and their passion for life, she will begin to learn how to channel her energy in ways that will allow her to feel that she still is acting on a royal level without having to have the idea of the royal entourage or the royal scenario, politically speaking, in order for her to feel that energy.
And,
Yes?
well, I find that I, as a parent, have great passions and interests which actually she doesn't share. I love the outdoors. I love
Yes.
to be active in sports and so forth. And we've lived in many places in the world together.
Yes.
And it seems that I, as an individual, am not successful in sharing my own childish enthusiasm. To her, she seems much older than I in that sense.
Well, in a sense, to some degree she is, but also we are seeing a little bit of, well, no offense, pompousness here.
Yeah.
Because again, she is used to ruling and is offended by the idea of having to indulge in common practices.
Yes.
The taking up of the drums is, in a way, though it will be constructive for her, her form of throwing a royal tantrum that is acceptable. She also does really need to find her own way to beat her own drum.
And I, as a parent, cannot give that to her.
Oh no, and you don't have to.
And but back to originally that the juncture between accepting and enabling. I do not have to feel that I am enabling her perpetuation of her condition by accepting how she chooses to live and her choices. Is that?
No, not really. But you could, if you wish, if she is open to it, discuss what we have just said.
Yes.
Now, we would recommend one possible outlet that also may help her focus. She may or may not choose to find this enjoyable, but it is a possibility. We are sensing that there may be an open door within the area called archery. This may be a royal enough sport for Her Highness.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and give our regards to Her Majesty. Shannon,
Hi, sir.
and to you, good day.
For quite some time, I've been feeling like I am half remembering, half forgetting memories that are stored in my cells. It feels like libraries or records.
Yes.
It feels like a very ancient lineage.
Yes, you are connected to some degree to an Atlantean thing here. Also Lemurian. But there are other ramifications and other connections. Do continue.
Okay, it feels feminine to me. It feels like I'm trying some way to connect with those memories, with that lineage, and to bring it forth. And in this personal records search, it also feels like I'm connecting with records stored in the earth consciousness.
Yes.
And they're trying to link up and come through somehow. And I don't quite know how to facilitate that coming out.
Has your imagination provided any manifestation or indication of what direction this idea of information release could go in?
Yeah, with writing, it does, and with sound.
Yes. How have you begun to write?
I write in a journal, and I'm feeling very strongly like I'm supposed to start writing through a computer or some way to just get the thoughts out.
Yes.
But they're not really my thoughts. Some of them are
Oh,
my
yes,
thoughts,
they
and
are.
some are not. Okay.
Even if they are not, they are. For now.
Okay.
One moment. What kind of a book would you like to write?
I would like to write a book somehow in it feels like bringing the lineage up into the new dimension that we're working into, and it feels very feminine to me. It feels like I'm somehow to work with women.
Yes, the horns of the moon, yes.
And the feminine energy, and bringing in the feminine to the new world coming in.
Bringing in the balance. It must be balanced. But yes, dealing with the idea to some degree of the rising or raising of the feminine vibration so that it can be balanced within each and every individual, ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
One moment. What does your journal consist of? What kind of information?
It's changed in the last, well, absolutely since April. It's changed from personal feelings to what is being generated in the networking I'm doing with other women, as far as like remembering clan energy, remembering
yes.
Lineage, bringing back old teachings. It's
yes.
like linking up with each other again. We're finding each other again on the planet.
Yes.
And
can you allow your imagination to assist you in beginning to reconstruct these ideas into the form of a book?
Yeah. That's what I feel like is trying to be born right now.
Yes, well then begin to act in that direction, and some of it will fall into place automatically, showing you the structure as you go.
Okay. Is that the best way for me right now to access the records then, or?
It is one of the best ways, yes.
Okay.
One moment. Eventually you may wish to explore and experiment with a few other trigger mechanisms. Sound is one of them, as connected perhaps to crystals, or as connected perhaps to the idea of divination.
Could you say more about that, please?
Tarot.
Okay, I use that.
Oracular divination in pools of water.
Okay.
Bowls of water. Reading of the herbs. Reading herbs. Herb reading.
Mm-hmm.
Not herbology, herb reading. There is a whole other level to the understanding of the symbology of herbs. And you can read them in a similar fashion to the tarot, if you will learn how to revive that art.
Uh-huh.
One moment. There will be other kinds of experiential journeys that you can undertake, but for now, these will be the best methodologies available to you in this moment.
Okay.
Does that assist you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening.
And greetings to you.
I don't have a question.
That's all right. You can make a statement.
And what I want to do is express some gratitude for the energy that you shared the last time I was here. That was definitely life-altering for me, and I'm just experiencing an attitude of gratitude, I guess.
An attitude of gratitude. We thank you for your expression. We are most grateful to be allowed to interact with any and all of you. I cannot even begin to tell you what kind of impact you have on our and other societies. Remember, a lot of what is going on your planet will affect much more than you know.
Thank you. Good night.
Good day.
And Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'm not sure if it's a question or just
something I would like to say or ask you to speak about.
All right.
It's the paradox or the interweaving or the overlapping of the old world and the new world.
Yes.
At this time.
Yes.
That we're experiencing.
Yes.
Because in many ways the old is done.
Yes. Yet it still exists.
And yet it still exists.
Yes. This is the transition time,
right.
where all is still possible as a choice, but not for all.
Where all is still possible.
Yes. Within a short amount of time, depending upon how your vibration is aligned, only the things of the world your vibration is aligned to will be possible to do. The things that are no longer representative of the vibration of a world you no longer prefer in that sense to have around you. The things that are no longer representative of the world you prefer will no longer be possible.
Right. The idea of time and our idea of space.
Yes.
And our idea of separation.
Yes.
From other.
Yes.
All of that is dissolving.
Yes.
So that in a sense really there's no past.
Correct.
And you know, I guess I just would like you to talk more about the experience of living in the moment and being because basically it's the new world is really something that we are.
Yes.
And are in this moment. So it's, we have to live it without being discouraged.
Yes.
Correct?
The idea, again, is that when you live your joy, you are then living in the moment, and you do not create as much passage or experience of time. And that's why. Not so much that you simply don't experience the passage of time, you actually don't create time. When you live in the moment and fulfill your joy, you do not experience nor create time, and so you do not age. That is living in the now. That is why in our society, at the rate at which we have created our accelerated energy, I would, in your terminologies, appear to you to be approximately somewhere around your 40th year of age, when in fact, from the time that I am speaking to you now, I exceed 152. The idea is that, again, there are an infinite number of possible Earths. Each has its own signature vibration. When you vibrate in accord to the one you prefer, that is the Earth you shall experience. And as this becomes more and more crystallized through your evolution over the next few decades, you will simply find that the individuals who vibrate in accord to Earths that have nothing to do with yours will simply begin to vanish from your reality. You will simply never encounter them. They will never encounter you. They will still experience what they think the Earth ought to be. You will experience what you think the Earth ought to be. And all the people with you will simply be of like vibration. You understand?
Yeah. And we can have anything that we possibly can imagine.
Anything that you can possibly imagine that is relevant to the dimension in which you have chosen to exist, that serves you. Anything is possible, but it is not always efficient.
But doesn't the idea of dimension really isn't dimension just another linear idea?
Yes, to some degree, but do not forget that some of the limitations actually do serve you.
Yes.
For without some of the limitations, you cannot focus on a particular experience. And if it is simply not something that is an efficient experience to have in your reality, to all of a sudden be 220 feet tall, then it is simply unlikely that you would want to choose that manifestation.
Right.
It is possible, but why would you want to do it?
Right.
You will not be able to, in that sense, quote unquote, fit in or get the job done.
Right. And isn't it true that all beings that are, you know, in other words, we're all in the universe. Every being in the universe is there is really no high or low. It's not like there's some dimension that is the 12th dimension, waiting for us to kind of catch up with them in a sense. In a sense, we're all in the same boat.
Well, in a sense, yes. However, look at it this way, too. Every reality is real. That is the paradox. Anything you can imagine is somewhere real. Even the concept of a 12th dimension waiting for you to catch up is one of the realities within the overall reality of all things that are possible. Right. And yet, because that is true, then in a sense, you're all in the same boat, along with us.
Right, right. Right. Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, Bashar.
And good day to you.
I just have something to talk to you about.
All right. Let's talk.
I came across some information the last few weeks that has caused me a lot of anxiety, and I just want to hear what you have to say about it.
Oh, all right.
Well, are you having a lot of anxiety too?
I am already shaking.
Okay. Well, perhaps this information is all wrong and crazy. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. Well,
don't keep us waiting.
No, I don't know how to say it.
Use your language.
Okay. I took a workshop a few weeks ago, and I read this person's book also that was talking about some forces in our some people in our world that are like trying to make a one world government and trying to get rid of the U.S. Constitution and all this stuff, and
pretty depressing, isn't it?
what do you think about that?
What do I think about that? I think that there are individuals on your planet who like to think in those ways. I think that there are individuals on your planet who are so disconnected from the infinite that they do believe that those are real probabilities and real possibilities, and actually think that they will gain true power by playing those scenarios out. On the other hand, I also think that whatever vibration you are will allow you to move yourself into whatever reality will not be the reality they will create or experience. One thing they do not understand is that if they truly choose to create an experience of that nature, it is, by definition, a segregative experience and must, by definition, eventually collapse in upon itself. By creating an alternate system that allows each and every individual the ability to feel their own true self-empowerment, then in that sense you will create a vibration of an alternate system which individuals can shift over to, should they desire to. There may be individuals on your planet who think, in that sense, that they can create the kind of reality that you're being told about. It is true that some of them think along those lines, because you have created your governments to act in that way. You have created them to be compartmentalized and secretive, and in this sense, not very often hold you, the public, in high esteem. But you are the government. You are the government. And when you start acting like it, you will recognize that you have the ability to create alternate systems, parallel systems, that individuals can then compare the two in and shift over to the systems they find preferable. And whatever vibration you are will be the reality that you experience, no matter what anyone else's intention is for you. Just keep your eyes open, keep your feet on the ground, move in the direction of the reality you prefer, and remember, in that sense, you will become invisible to those who wish to play around in the shadows. You understand?
Okay, yeah.
Does that help you?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Does that allow you to turn on the light inside?
Well, I was thinking in those lines anyway, and so it's good affirmation, and it helps.
We thank you and we remind you that you are your world. You are your world. And I also remind you that every single individual makes all the difference in your world. All right? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now then, allow us to extend once again to each and every one of you our deepest appreciation. Perhaps the next time we interact, we will make an attempt to be a little more serious. Oh, you don't prefer that?
No.
Well, that's all right, because we were lying. We thank you very much for allowing us into your hearts. We thank you very much for allowing yourselves to be open so that we may experience all that you really have to offer. You really are quite special.
So are you.
Thank you. Once again, the gift and the pleasure has been in our direction. A very loving and energetic and joyous and creative and exciting and above all passionate dream life to you all. Good day.